So as usual, we start off, finally, part A. Types of information needs for decision making. Yeah. Now, this part A shows that it is not sufficient, not enough to consider the information needs of every individual. So a more effective approach is to group them as stakeholders. Now, and identify their common information needs. Now, you will notice that in module number 2, right? You will see that the examiner keep using the word information needs. What do they need? What kind of information do they need? Yeah. Okay. Now, the information needs of stakeholder. Now, this section focuses on stakeholder information requirement with an emphasis on the role of management accountant in supporting internal stakeholder of the company. Now, the first step in providing relevant information to stakeholder now is to determine who the stakeholder are and what are their information needs. See, second time already. So, as I said in module 1, right, Jasjit, who are internal stakeholder? The people who work in the company. Whoever work in the company, the internal stakeholder. So your next question is to ask them, what information do you want? What information needs do you have? Yeah, that's what you need to find out first. Now, identify user with different information needs. Yeah. Now, stakeholder are often categorized as internal and external stakeholder. Now, so here are some of the external stakeholders. Now, from the Sunway test, yeah, look at our campus here. So outside the wall, outside the campus, now we have our community, the neighborhood community. So the community will need information like the employment level. That means the student who graduate from this campus, can they find job easily? Yeah. What about the economic of the local economy? Like now everybody say Malaysia is in a difficult position, but still we can see a lot of students are still coming here to study. They are still paying a lot of money for education, maybe because the parents see the importance of education. Thank God for that. Now, next, the environmental protection. So whether the college is concerned about the SDG, yeah, the Sustainable Development Goal. Yes, we have 17. Yeah, okay. Now, then other than that, we also need to look at the creditor. Like from time to time, the college need to go to the bank, take a loan, a bank, maybe a bank draft. Yeah, okay. So whether we are able to pay back, that's important. Yeah. Next, the customer. All of you are customer of Sunway test. Yeah. So as a customer, you are looking for maybe fair trading. Yeah. You are looking for warranties and guarantee, but unfortunately, we cannot give warranties or guarantees. Yeah. Okay. But we can provide very good after sales service. Yeah. Next, government. Of course, in Malaysia, the government will be very interested. Hey, do you all pay tax or not? So assessment of tax and payment. Financial reporting. Yeah, every company need to produce their financial statement and annual report. Yeah. Then whether do you comply with any industry specific legislation like in education for our higher education? Yeah, there's a lot of quality assurance, not a legislation, but it's a directive. Yeah. So it's like the college must do this, must do this, must do this. And every 6 months, we will do an internal audit. Then every 2 years, the government will send their people to come and do an auditing. So if we fail the audit, our license will be in trouble. Yeah. So all these are to make sure that it's quality. Yeah. Now, then of course, we also have the supplier. Okay, fine. And the trade union as well. All these are the external stakeholder. Yeah, just to go through a bit. Now, for the internal stakeholder, those people who work in the company, like starting with our executive director. Yeah. Now, so at the board of directors, we have 2 types of director, executive and non-executive. Yeah. And maybe I'd like to ask Taufik. So our board of directors, what kind of decision making are they going to take? Long term, short term. What kind of decision do you think? Long term. So like the strategic planning and all that, they will be involved with the strategic planning. Very good. Thank you. Now, next, marketing and sales. So just for the marketing and sales people, what do you think? Are they at the strategic level or tactical level? Tactical level, yeah. And their decision-making process probably between 1 year to 1.5 years. So what are they going to do in terms of the maybe promotional campaign, next Hari Raya, next Chinese New Year, like very fast, now August, another 4.5 months or 5 months, we have coming Chinese New Year. Then next 6 months from now is the Hari Raya. So you have to start planning now. Okay, what are we going to do in the next Chinese New Year and Hari Raya? Yeah. Okay, good. Now, So we can see now the marketing and sales people, they may be interested to look at the revenue and margin by the product group, by territory, by customer, by distribution channel, and also the expense analysis. How much money are we going to spend? How to measure customer satisfaction, and also maybe you're doing some marketing campaign and all that. Are you able to see customer retention? Are customer coming back? Customer acquisition, if you want to get some new customer, how much would that be? Customer profitability analysis, CPA, this is called CPA. Yeah, customer lifetime value. So these two are actually very related. Yeah, these two. Now, so probably if Taufik were to ask me, Miss, what do you mean by customer lifetime value? So, like for example, yeah, like the bank. So the bank also wanted to know, okay, you are a customer of the bank. How the bank measure your lifetime value? So are they going to measure you until 70 years old or 80 years old? Generally in Malaysia, it will be the retirement age, like 60 years old. So now, when did you go and open your first savings account? Probably when you get your, what you call it, IC. So the moment you get your IC, your mother and father say, hey, come, go and open a savings account. So 12 years old, you went and opened a savings account. But from 12 years old to 32 years old, 23 years old, but you're not working, there's no income. But the bank said it doesn't matter. Even for 10, 12 years, the customer is a loss to us. But think, from 23 to 60 years old, wow, how many years do we have? Almost 37 years. So for the next 37 years, they're going to be asset to us. So we start off as a liability, but eventually we become an asset to the bank. So the bank says it's worth it. Even until the day retired, okay, you look at the 37 years, it's still worth having that customer. That's to the bank. So this is how they look at a lot of things. They are not like 1, 2 years. Wow, 37, 38 years. Okay, next. Now, what about the manufacturing people? Yeah. So now when it comes to manufacturing, we have to look at, again, expenses, our raw material. Yeah. Other than that, the non-financial information also very important, like the cycle time. How long do we take to produce our product? Yeah, like Arena. If you look at our Gardenia bread operates 365 days non-stop. And for Klang Valley alone, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm wrong, correct me, I think every day they need to produce 80,000 of bread. 80,000, 80,000. So now what is the cycle time? So the cycle time is what? Less than 24 hours, because every day we need to come up with fresh bread, the brown bread, the wholemeal bread, the white bread. That one is non-stop every day. So you have less than 24 hours to produce the bread and send to the shop. And semalam punya, when they come, they see straight away, what do? They collect yesterday's bread and they put on the new bread. So every day they will do the same. Yeah. Okay. Now the quality. So what do you think about the quality? I'm a person who eat a lot of bread. In fact, I don't like to eat rice. I eat a lot of bread. So now when I grow old, I look like bread also. Yeah, so therefore I keep telling people, don't eat so much of bread. I'm sure you don't want to be like me, so like your face and all that, you look like bread. Why? Because eat too much of bread. Because I'm one person who don't like to eat rice. I prefer bread because it's very easy, but there's a lot of side effect. As time goes by, you realize the fact. Yeah. Okay, next, productivity. See, cost per unit of output. But I do believe that Gardenia bread has increased in their price. Yeah. And maybe because the raw material are all increasing. Yes, exactly. Even what do you call that? The logistic, isn't it? Yeah, when they send the goods. But the logistic petrol also increased. Yeah. Okay. Now, and the inventory turnover, so for Gardenia is every day. Yeah, every day they hope to sell all their bread. Now, what about those bread that they collect back, the few breads they collect back? What are they going to do with the bread? Arena is smiling. What do you think they're going to do with the bread? Sometimes they may allow the staff to take home, or sometimes maybe there are some places where the bread are really a lot. Maybe they can also send the bread maybe to some sandwich bar, yeah, for them to make their sandwiches and all that, right? Okay. And on time delivery, I think Gardenia quite good lah. Yeah, Massimo also. My area, both of them are very on time. By almost 7 o'clock, you see the van is already there. By 7:10, 7:15, all done, go. So from one store to another store, and my area, one through is, the whole row of shops, there are 2 shops there. So they go to the 2 shops, done their job, and they just go off. Yeah. Now, Then, of course, the rest you can read lah. Now, since internal stakeholders have familiarity with the operations of the business, so the management accountant can seek now to understand the impact of number one, the priorities. So priority means the importance, whether it is important or not. Yeah. Example like current concerns, strategy, initiative. Next, what about the impact on the plan, like the budget? Yeah. And thirdly, the impact on the performance objective. As I said, the performance objective must be smart. Like for a Sunway test, our performance objective is what else? Pass rate. Well, whatever happened, every term, every sem is pass rate. Yeah, because that speaks the loudest at the end of the day. Now, this will enable them to communicate in the most relevant and useful way. Now, for the given situation of that particular internal stakeholder. Now, how are the different information needs and requirements of stakeholder be reconciled? Like when you do your bank reconciliation. So now we need to reconcile our different information needs. So the management accountant is the ideal person to identify potentially useful information and makes it available to stakeholder, both internal and external.